Hey guys, it's the next day. I think we're going to get the cement blocks today. Hopefully we do today. Maybe not. We'll see. But one of my glass lids with the little handle came in today, and then the only one that's left is this one here, which would have been all of them if the one the other day didn't break.
This is great for the car.
It's a little chilly out there for a little girl like me, and I don't have any gloves, so I guess
Passenger princess.
I guess I have to sit in here. Thank you.
You need a place for your sump too, so that's a plan for that. That should be 8 feet. I have an idea. I think that you should take all 6 of these aquariums and turn it into Beta Island. If you do that, we could divide each aquarium into 3 sections. Very common with betta keepers. A lot of the times they use sponge. I don't know what they do, but sponge is genius because then you have natural filtration. I don't even think you'll need these filters in it, but we're going to keep them in there just for flow and circulation. Anyways, we put a filter or something over here. It pumps, we put a hose on the output so that the output's over here. Meaning that in order for this to continuously pump water, it's got to suck water from here, which sucks water from here. All of that water has to go through 4.5 inches of sponge. If you ever have to do a water change on these aquariums, I'd be surprised. Maybe at first as it cycles, but ultimately I can't see it needing to be done. My concern is, are these pumps strong enough to pump water all the way over here? I suspect that if we at least keep it water level, or I'll have to figure it out and try different things, but that's a cool idea. Now, if you go with this idea, that means we don't have to plumb those 16 beta tanks, which is going to be a nightmare, and you're still going to have to do your water changes. You're still not going to take care of 16 tanks. This, you'll get more betas, because 4, 8, 12, 16, you could do 24 betas in Beta Island. I'll give you all my acrylic tanks here. So you'll get a 60, or sorry, a 40, a 20, a 40, a 20, or however you want to set them up. But then over here, remember those 70-gallon tanks I built for the sharks and octopus? They'll fit perfectly right here. Then you can have the tower and you can do bigger tanks, because I think that you're overwhelming yourself with a bunch of tiny little aquariums. And in my opinion, you're going to want to mix 15 gallons, 20 gallons, 40 gallons, 70 gallons. This system will be on its own sump. These aquariums, I'll put them on canister filters, simply because if I don't, it will limit your options if I put them all on the same sump, all fresh water. You might want to do a saltwater tank, or you might want to do something crazy, but that's why I love doing this. As you have plans, you can scrap everything and be like, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to do something else, and that's how my life is. I love it. But again, don't feel pressured by what I think it will look cool or what I think you should do. Obviously, do what you want to do. In my opinion, by doing what I'm explaining, you don't even have to do Beta Island. You could do it over here.
I like the island idea.
Yeah, because it's center focus.
The island in the cove.
If you could imagine a pair of cubed 70-gallon tanks, acrylic, I built them, This is like more do-it-yourself than the gallery at this point. I don't know. No, I built the 2000. I built the 375. What else did I build? I built the entire racking system. Oh, there's.
You're gonna be building the 21-foot long tank soon.
Yeah, but you can have. This is gonna, once the tanks fill out. See, I see this in advance. I see what you're going to be doing. You got to paint this wall though, and paint the bricks. And once everything's painted and looks good, then it's going to be pretty awesome out here. Again, everything's just in transition. These guys are just in a temporary aquarium. Eventually, they'll go over into one of these big boys. But you'll be able to get into fish that require bigger tanks eventually. You don't have to stick with nano aquariums and nano fish. You can, because that flower horn's probably going to need, you know, at least a 60 at some point. My suggestion, take them out of the 15, put them in a 20. As he outgrows a 20, perhaps move him to a 40 or a 60. I'm sorry, a 40. And as, you know, you can keep upgrading, keep going and going and going. But if you do it this way, I think that you'll have more fun than the beta tanks, like the 16 individual tanks. Even though I've already drilled them, even though I've already plumbed them, it doesn't matter. Now, you could be suspicious if I said, oh, we should just do this instead of drilling all those tanks. That's me being lazy. Me doing it this way would be like, okay, screw all the work I just did. I got a better idea. Means it's probably a better idea. Yeah, I say go with that. However, I'm entirely and incredibly jealous at this point of your tanks. I like how I can stand here and see these perfectly. I was worried that them being 4 inches taller, the stands are identical in height. They're all 33 and a half inches tall. But these tanks are 16 and these guys are only 12, which means they're 4 inches taller. I was worried about that, but I think it's super cool that I can stand here and see them. The other thing that I didn't think about was this pole here. This is actually one of the supporting structures to support the house.
Yeah,
so
we
I can't
probably
move it,
should keep that there.
but it's out by 3 inches. So all of this had to come out 3 inches. So you have less room here than you do over here. But it's not that bad. From between tank to tank, and right now it seems a little more cluttered than it is, but I think you have at least 2 feet. Yeah, you got 24 inches of space there versus, I believe, 28. Yeah, so all you lost was that. I measured everything, right? You just lost this here. But behind here, I cut these wood so that the big 1.5 inch pipe can lay on it, because all of these tanks are going to drain into it. And drain into it, which goes into your sump right here. Your maintenance for filtration here is to remove some polyester filling and replace it, and that's it. Water changes, if you can just drain one of the tanks, shut the pump off, drain one of the tanks, fill it back up, and that's your water change. You don't have to change individual tanks. You don't have to necessarily do gravel vacuuming, but yeah, this will be cool. I'd love to get back to the gallery, but I'm so interested in this. Why are you shaking your body like that?
Who?
One of the goldfish just rubbed his body.
Oh, like he was trying to get
that's
rid
called
of
flashing. Something is on his left cheek. Oh, it's part of his spotting, but he keeps flashing his left side, and I can't see what's over there. So he's flashing due to an irritant or a parasite. It's usually nothing in between. An irritant could be water quality. Yeah, there's nothing over there. It could be water quality or a parasite, some sort of a pathogen. But I see nothing. He looks fine. His colors are great. They both look fine. But yeah, never mind.
I'll probably just water change them again today.
Well,
anyway.
we'll keep a close eye on them. Let me smell it.
Smelly.
Yeah, it needs a water change. That one's fine. That one's fine.
The shrimp one has no smell at all.
Because there's such little amount of fish and such a high amount of plants. The entire surface area of that is covered in plants. This one, yeah, they just need a water change. They need to probably 50% a day until we get them on a bigger system.
That's what I've been planning on doing.
So I was right. There's an irritant in the water, which could potentially be a spike in maybe ammonia, but I'd be more willing to suggest it was nitrite. But either way, that typically affects their gills, and that might be what he's rubbing. But obviously when you see your fish flashing, some do it for no reason. Well, they're all doing something for a reason. There's always an explanation, but that's the process of elimination when it comes to flashing. Like, some fish will flash during breeding. But flashing is typically they rub their bodies really quick up against the surface. poor water quality could do that. And in this case, I think it's just poor water quality. Water change. 2 big, fat, chunky fish in that 15-gallon tank, even though it is just temporary, it's still relatively risky if we don't get the water changes. And by we, I mean you. Anyways, you like this idea with all the betas? Because we can move them today.
Yeah, I like it.
I think it's dope. But,
Me too.
But if I don't run this filter all the way over, I'm only technically kind of filtering here and heating this little tiny area. Yes, it will kind of travel through, but ideally the output goes on the other side of this foam.
Right.
But they definitely got to be trimmed down. I got to make them so that they don't bend. Mm-hmm. You can see like how they're bending. Mm-hmm. They're just too chunky. And I don't like how they're too high up again. I'll trim them down so that they're level with the trim.
And the lid can still fit on.
Yeah. I'll actually trim them right down to here. Cut this off and then trim them that way, and they'll fit in there perfectly. Okay. And as they get wet, they expand a little bit anyway. If I can get this to go in straight and look a little bit more presentable, but if you only did 2 dividers per tank, there's much more room for each fish. Females can go together, and you still have enough for 18. But if you put all the females in one tank, how many females do you have?
5, I think.
4 or 5? They can all go in the same tank. In fact, they could probably all go in the same section. Now, you don't have enough betas to go in all the sections. Boom. Put a male there and all the females there. That's all your females, and you can still get more and more females. Or take all of the dividers out, and then it's just a beta sorority. Or you use one as a breeding tank. Or you split a tank in half, a pair breeding here, a pair breeding there. Perhaps the hormones that they're releasing on one side will trigger the other side. I don't know how betas work, but I like the sponge idea because it's so versatile. I'm not a fan of how thick they are, but you know, it is what it is.
Some new and exciting and change of plans and some progress has been made in my Queen's Cove, and I can't wait to show you guys. So come with me, but you're gonna have to close your eyes. I said no peeking. Stop trying to peek. Okay, fine. You can see. So this stand and wall of tanks has come together. As you can see, this has all been painted. I painted all of the cement blocks. We have one more tank to add here, which is that one with the guppy fry and currently some geophagus babies in it. And then what you'll notice here is that the bettas are currently in 3 sections divided by sponges, which we're gonna make look a little bit nicer sometime soon. This is just the temporary look. It's just, we just wanted to get them moved. There's Jess, the fuchsia. Joey gave me his black samurais, so this is the female. And what you'll notice there is that that is not a betta rack with the little 3-gallon betta tanks. It is now going to be, do you remember those 2 tanks Joey built for the octopus and shark eggs? This is them. This is the one that had the tower. I think I might do the ropes and maybe get more ropes and add them into that with the tower. That might be cool. And in the other one, I'm undecided yet. But I also got all the blocks painted for that one. So now it all matches. It looks really good. This wall painted makes such a big difference. Here, I'll shut the door. So from this back corner, this is what we see. Obviously need to tidy up the garbage bag, the broom and stuff like that. Those tools won't be staying out here all the time. And Joey cleaned up some of the cord so far. He hung these 3 pendant lights for the betta tanks and it lights them up really nicely. And then those ones have their lights. And he got me a sign to go on the wall here between these 2 sets of wires, which I'm waiting to see if I want to paint them white or if I just want to leave them black as almost like a little frame for my sign once it comes. And it's going to say Queen's Cove and it's just going to go right on the wall in the middle there. So I'm excited about that. But this is just sort of the look from this corner. And over here. So this is a little shelf he put up for me to put my things on. It'll end up being like their food and stuff like that instead of tools in the future here. and everything's just looking really good, coming together so nicely, and I'm really excited. This shrimp tank got moved from the spot here in the middle to over there where I just was.
So, like the aquarium gallery, we should treat our fish rooms similar to that as an aquarium. We not only need proper heating, but circulation as well. We're in Canadian Tire this evening. We came across these little lights.
Mini fans.
As seen on TV. I don't think anybody watches TV anymore, but these little fans that just plug into like a regular
Light bulb
socket. What are them called? E46s or something like that. But this will allow us to have circulation within Tamara's Queen's Cove, yet using the same amount of electrical current and power. It's a fan and light built into one that allows you to control how bright it is and the speed of the fan via remote control. It comes out of the box like this. We take these little fan blades and look at this. See these little clips and these little nubs? There's no tools necessary.
That's pretty cool.
Push it in. Yeah, it's really cool because the fan that I'm using now uses more power than both of these fans combined. I'm going to switch the gallery over to this again. Because people are like, oh Joey, switch your aquariums out so much. Do you have any idea how often I switch out all of the lighting and stuff? Anyways, say this is not tall enough. Look at this cool thing. And I'm going to save these because I've never seen, well maybe they exist and somebody has seen, it's like a bulb extender. Goes into your bulb, but you can still, so if that's too high, we can like lower it. Very cool.
Interesting.
One remote controls them all. Oh wait, on, off, off, on. Ready? Off, off. So it does work for both. And then turn the fan on.
They're my little airplanes.
Too bright?
Helicopters.
Not bright enough? Want it brighter? Wearing your jewelry? No, it only goes up 3. Both of them only go up by 3. So there's the on button, the off button, the fan motion, and the light motion. Pointing at the other one. Cool, huh? So that's how you know they're cheap. So
I'm magic. Whoa, that's like turbo.
oh, it's really good. Come stand under it.
Oh, I'm being
Wait,
fanned.
it gets worse.
Show me what you got, Luke. Luke's helping.
Luke always helps.
He always helps. He's a good boy.
So this is cycled media. This is from the 2000 and the 375 and the 180. Come smell it. What does that smell like?
Earthy. I don't know if you can
Your
even...
aquarium should smell earthy. It shouldn't smell pungent. You shouldn't smell. That's when I know a water change is due or not. I can smell cycled aquariums, but it takes a tremendous amount of experience. Memorize it. I know it doesn't smell good, but it doesn't smell bad. A cycled aquarium smells organic. What dripped off of this is also gold. Ton of bacteria. So you can kind of like cycle all of the tanks.
Good boy. We are going to dinner.
Everybody's so impressed by how big he is now and how grown he is. Wait, don't film my toes. He's still a little boy to me. I kiss him on his forehead. No, the floor slopes this way.
Yeah,
slopes
it's a design flaw in the house. I painted since I got up, and then I have a lot more painting to do when we get back. So I'm gonna have to change because I will get black paint on my white top if I keep this on. So I had to get footage of me wearing nice clothes instead of paint clothes for once. think you are the most handsome golden retriever I have ever seen in my life. Wow. Okay guys, so this morning, or this afternoon I guess, when I got up, I did a lot of painting. We did another coat on this wall, I did around the door here, and I did this entire wall, even down below. And it did take longer than you'd think, but I just wanted it to look good. And the most tedious parts was like around this pole and stuff that took the longest. But I really love the way it looks now. It's just so much brighter and just looks a lot nicer than it did. Then I have to paint all of these cement blocks that are this stand. I have to paint them all black, and I need to paint all of these cement blocks black as well. So I would have liked to have filmed painting all of this, but I knew that it would really just slow me down and that I would just be focused on getting the camera moved around and stuff. So I didn't bother filming any of that because I just wanted to get it done so that I could do the reveal for you guys quicker. So I really would like to get these painted and those painted, and then I would like to give you a more exciting reveal. I don't want to do it anymore. Painting wall, kind of fun. Easy to reach, easy to get to, satisfying. Painting these cement blocks, not fun. Down on the floor, porous, not as satisfying because there's little stupid holes because of the pores in the bricks. Got paint in my hair. Next time I have to paint cement blocks, I'm getting a giant barrel and I'm just dipping them in. We'll get through it. Okay guys, I painted one coat on all of the blocks on this stand. It took me forever. It's just the first coat. I'll probably do 1 to 2 more coats, and then I still have to do all of these lovely blocks. But things are coming along. It's looking really nice in here. I'm really excited for this room. It's looking really good. Something else you most likely have already noticed is that Vlogmas and I had a good run. I did my best with it, but it is simply too much for me to be filming and editing daily, as well as taking care of everything else that I normally do. So I will just be going back to my regular posting schedule, which isn't technically a schedule, it's just whenever I have a video ready, I put it out for you guys as soon as I can. Let me know what you guys think of the decision to put the bettas and make this become Betta Island instead of bringing their little betta rack in. We also have the dehumidifier and the little space heater here and here. And I just think that it looks so good. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait to start moving along and scaping the tanks properly, because obviously these don't look all that pretty as is. I can't wait to get Muffin and Cupcake moved into the bigger tank here. They'll be going in that one, and like I said, this one still needs to come from in the gallery and go there. I'm just really excited about all of this stuff to come, and I hope you guys are too. Make sure, if you're not yet already, that you subscribe. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks guys for being here, and I will see you soon.